Over the last few years, I've been working to improve my GarageBand and iMovie project for my 8th grade students. The basic idea is that two students work together to create a visual of a topic that interests them, the music that plays and goes with the visual, and an oral presentation of these projects to their class. By using some of the Common Core State Standards for English Language Arts, or ELA, I will be able to help my students with their group collaboration, public speaking, and use of technology skills. This will not only help them in my class, but also in their future endeavors. I also want to provide for my students a solid 21st century style of learning, including the 4 C's of critical thinking, communication, collaboration, and creativity. I am the leader of the curriculum development for the music department in my school district. To make changes to this unit, I would need to go to the music team to discuss it with them, make improvements to it, including any additions or changes in music standards, or in this case, ELA standards, and finally send it out to our CART review team, consisting of the school department heads, to see if any other changes need to be made. To implement my 3 CCSS-ELA standards, I would also need to sit down with the 8th grade ELA teachers to take their suggestions of implementation, ways to improve the unit as it stands now, rubrics for assessing the standards, and other ways to assess the students on them. In the end, I am the person that will be doing the actual teaching of the students with these standards, but I will also work with my music team and the ELA teachers to make this standard-based experience an integrated and cohesive one for them rather than an add-on to what they are learning. The standards that I would like to add to my unit are for the 8th grade students. In our Wiles and Bondi book, it talks about cooperative learning and its importance. I strongly believe in the theory of social constructivism because it helps nurture cooperative learning. ELA Speaking and Learning Standard 8.1 says, engage effectively in a range of collaborative discussion, one-on-one, in groups, and teacher-led, with diverse partners on grade 8 topics, text, and issues, building on other ideas and expressing their own clearly. This teamwork allows students to learn from each other and express ideas to each other. Not only do they develop their projects with one other partner, but they may also listen to other groups' projects too, critiquing others' work and offering suggestions to make it better. The second standard I want to work on is the ELA Speaking and Learning Standard 8.4, which says, present claims and findings, emphasizing salient points in a focused, coherent manner with relevant evidence, sound, valid reasoning, and well-chosen details. Use appropriate eye contact, adequate volume, and clear pronunciation. My students have struggled in the past with this aspect of learning because they have not seen the importance of it, and they have not had enough practice with it. The students could learn from the teacher, work with each other, and practice presenting to each other. The last standard is the ELA Speaking and Learning Standard 8.5, which says, integrate multimedia and visual displays into presentations to clarify information, strengthen claims and evidence, and add interest. I would show students videos of proper ways to speak off of my smartboard. They would record themselves using a webcam, post it to a VoiceThread, and have classmates critique them. This could be used as an informal assessment for the teacher to give helpful hints. Students could also use GarageBand and record themselves whenever they had large group discussions so they could go back and listen to the notes later. Also, technology is a key component of the final project. Through the 2.5 months that they work on the project, they could keep a journal of what they do each day. This would make the video and the presentation easier to assemble, and students should be able to tie in all the features that they have spent so much time on together. I would need to work close with ELA teachers and find out more about their training that they have been receiving by Dr. Heather Driscoll from Revolutionary Schools. This would help both departments work closer together while designing the unit, and consequently the unit that we design have aligned standards, making it more functional for both the teacher and students. This training could even be used as an example to students of what can be accomplished for group work. The cross-disciplinary input from ELA teachers could also benefit the assessment stage of the unit, as they could help me assess my students during their final or presentations of their projects in keeping with rubrics for standards used in ELA classes. Over the time of the projects, students would be assessed through informal check-ins with the teacher, giving suggestions to improve. Every 2 weeks, the teacher will give a formative grade from the rubric that will lay out what still needs to be accomplished and during the next 2 weeks to stay on track. Also, when presentation time happens, ELA teachers would be a part of the final grading portion specifically tied to ELA. The data collected from the presentation grades would help us see how well the standards have been met. Also, if students gave permission to their final presentations, they could be recorded to show classes in years to come on how to approach the project. Both teachers and students are always learning, and teachers must learn to work with others to accomplish all the standards that are presented in the Common Core. Even if these standards are not yet written for us specialist teachers, this does not excuse us from continuing standard-based work aligned with subjects that have the Common Core state standards already.